Thanks a lot for joining me and doing this for us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, you are the first premier, the proverbial pioneer or guinea pig in this grand experiment set forth by the Edmonton Public Library. Congratulations on that. And what does it feel like to be set free in the lab?
It feels great. It's been a great experience so far, and it's brand new for both me and for the library. So it's a little bit of like you said, an experiment. We're trying lots of new things out when it comes to programming and what the offerings can be out of a library for music. And yeah, it's been really great so far. And already I'm seeing tons of folks embracing it. So I think that's a good sign.
So, when the EPL approached you, how did they describe the position?
Early on, it was quite open, and I think the defining mission of it was really what the position's description was based on, which is just that this position is supposed to kind of act in a twofold capacity. One, nurturing and uplifting the local talent in this community through doing some curation for the library's capital city records and presenting some either performances or showcases of local musicians, as well as mentoring, musicians, whether they're professionals or people just starting out even, and working through that sort of development phase, whether it's actually music itself or grant writing, things about the industry. It's quite a wide variety of things that we can offer. So yeah, those are sort of the two defining tenets. And from there, we've moved forward to create some programming that includes like songwriter circles and things like that, as well as the open office hours where folks can just drop in and receive some insight on what they're working on.
Wow, that's fabulous. It sounds like an incredibly eclectic and all consuming gig. It requires networking skills and people skills coupled with lots of musical chops. So, what is your background walking into this?
First and foremost, I am a musician myself, working mostly in the performance field. Also, I work as a producer as well.
Hmm.
And I also have worked in music education for a long time. I taught at MacEwan for 7 years in the music department there. And I have some training. I did my undergrad in jazz studies and my master's in contemporary pop music. And so, kind of focusing with a non classical sphere of music as my specialty. But with that being said, this is totally open to folks of all genres. And so, between my experience as somebody who is definitely like working in the field often and also working in mentorship and instruction capacities teaching at the university, I feel like a lot of those skills are transferable to this position, which has been really nice and makes this feel kind of like a natural progression for me in my career, which is great.
So, you had me at Masters of Contemporary Pop Music. Where did you get that? Sounds
I did
fascinating.
that at the London College of Music, actually in the UK, through a
Okay.
distance program over the pandemic.
Oh, wow, that's spectacular. To tag off on that just for a second, so I'm a budding young Taylor Swift. What would be the first piece of advice you'd pass along about getting into the music business for somebody like me?
Great question. And obviously, there are so many ways to answer that. But
Hmm.
I really think that something that comes to mind is making music that you like. Let that be your North Star. I don't think there needs to be much else to it, making music for the industry or for an audience. If you like it, somebody else will. And it's not worth sacrificing the integrity of your vision for anybody else. So just keep on that, refine the craft, but let that be the guiding light.
That's beautiful advice. What kind of impact do you anticipate your being a professional, an artist, and musician in residence? What kind of impact do you think that will have?
I mean, I hope it can show an embodiment of what some of these folks are looking to maybe integrate into their own careers. Thus far, I've been working with folks at all sorts of different levels of experience and professionalism, and for a lot of them, I think it has been helpful and inspiring to see somebody who is a full-time musician to know that's possible, because sometimes that can feel like a bit of a pipe dream for folks that like, oh, I'm gonna be an artist. Am I really gonna take the plunge into this industry that we know can be, up and down as every industry can be? But I think the arts can be particularly unpredictable at times. So
Hmm.
that's been a nice offering that I can kind of maybe instill a little bit of confidence in people that no, this is possible. And also, I'm really looking forward to connecting them with other folks, because so much of what I have benefited from through my career has been working with other artists and collaborating with other creators. And every person who I work with at the library, is now part of my network and I theirs. So, just expanding that sense of community, being able to help them make new connections. That's one of the most kind of special parts that I think we can offer each other through this platform.
It sounds like it's sweetly reciprocal what you're engaged here with the Edmonton Public Library right now as a musician in residence. The position's well underway already, and I notice people can already book appointments with you. Are you going to be available throughout the year? Is that the way that it works?
That's right. Yeah, it'll be I'm roughly there probably about 7-ish hours in person per week, and it'll be by appointment or drop in. Obviously, to guarantee your time, I recommend making an appointment, but for the most part, it'll be in person. The library website will have the hours posted, and occasionally, when I am on tour, I will be still taking folks through remote office hours, so it'll be available to people that way as well.
It sounds a little bit like trying to balance a lot of plates, like spinning plates a little bit on your
Yeah,
fingertips, but
such as being an artist.
you have to be, yeah, you have to embrace that little kernel of Cirque du Soleil, the circus performer, to be able to do the kind of things that you're doing and that involve an incredible amount of diversity and talents on all fronts. And I know your work. We played your work prior to this interview, and what beautiful work it is too. But tagging off on your work and to come out of the conversation, can I play a request for you out of the CKUA library?
One tune I've been loving a lot lately, and maybe we can play it, is Sedan Delivery from the new Neil Young release.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot for joining me this morning and chatting.
Thanks, Tony. I appreciate you having
Yeah.
me.
Take good care, Mallory.
Yeah, you too, and bye.
Bye.